may not be all that you are. I may not be a shining star, but what I am, I thank the Lord for making me His child.
We were here. Before the Pilgrims came on the Mayflower, we were here. Before the first cannon fired in the Revolutionary War, we were here. Some of us were slaves and some of us were free, but we were here. Many of our people fought in the Revolutionary War for the issues stated in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator's unalienable rights, that among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Most of our names have been forgotten by now. For the majority of us, we're slaves. We listed only as property, not people. We could not write our own names because we didn't know how to write. And now it seems time has forgotten our name. Yet we have a great history in this country. Ours is the heroic history of survival. Our history travels the length of the wheel, the vastness of dream. It spans ocean and century. It is the history of humans' right quest for progress and freedom. It is history of our souls. Began in Africa, though most of us don't know where our ancestors were when they were kidnapped and brought across the oceans as slaves. We know the slave ships were overcrowded and our people were abused. The sight was terrible. One man who worked as a slave ship captain knew the sight well. He grew to hate the slaving business and wrote a song we still sing today. His name was John Newton, and his song is Amazing Grace. He wrote it one stormy night when it seemed the ocean would swallow him and his ship with hundreds of slaves whole.
The names of the slaves on Mr. Newton's ship was African. Most of these new names once arrived at their destination. Their own children didn't have African names and were raised speaking English. They had names like Frederick or Harriet or Nathaniel. Perhaps you have heard of Nathaniel Nat Turner, who led his fellow slaves in a dangerous and bloody rebellion.
I was born on the property of Benjamin Turner. I had a vision and I saw white spirits and black spirits engaged in battle. The sun was darkened, thunder rolled in the heavens, and I heard a voice saying, "Such is your luck. Such you are called to see and let it come. Rough or smooth, you must surely bear it."
Nate Turner and many other slaves were executed after this rebellion. But many people, white and black, were listening anew to the messages of slaves and former slaves. Many people wanted to abolish, to get rid of it. They were called abolitionists. One of the most important men of race was Frederick Douglass. Like Nate Turner, he was born a slave, but he ran away from his master and became a great speaker. From the abolitionists standing before large audiences like this one, he would tell about his childhood and about the evil of slavery.
My mother visited me with a few brief and mostly late in the night. Yet I shall not forget her expression when I told her I had no food since morning. That mistress meant to start the life out of me. She had pity in her glance. She gave me a large ginger cake. That night I learned I was not all a child, but somebody's child. The sweet cake my mother gave me was in the shape of a heart. On my mother's knee I was king upon his throne, but my triumph was short. I only dropped out to sleep in the morning, only to find my mother gone. I do not remember to see her after this. After my mother's death, I learned that she could read. That a field hand. Anyone in any slave state should learn how to read. But my mother's achievement in the places was extraordinary. Still, the dark night of slavery fell upon me. I languished until I felt a resurrection from the dark tomb of slavery from heaven. I was not afraid to die. Bruises I did get, but the Spirit made me a free man.
Mr. Frederick Douglass sometimes took off his shirt during his speeches and showed the deep
whip marks on his back. And sometimes this caused some women in the audience to faint. And sometimes in order for a slave, women join him in speaking of human rights. Meet Sojourner Truth.
And I, a woman, I have as much muscle as any man and can do as much work as any man. I have plowed and reaped and hugged and chopped and mowed. Can any man do more than that? I tell you, the meanest child glory outshines the brightest sun.
Woman of color did not make many speeches, but she did make many journeys. She herself had ran away where freedom was, but returned time again and again to slave world to rescue other slaves. She took them from one hiding place to another, using what we call the Underground Railroad.
I was only 7 years old and I was sitting away to take care of a white baby. One morning, I stood by the table, waited till I was to take it. Just by me was a bowl of lumps of white sugar. I never had nothing good, and that sugar did look so nice. And my mistress's back was turned to me. So I just put my finger in the sugar bowl to take one lump, and she turned and saw me. The next minute, she had the raw hide down. I just flew, and they didn't catch me. I run and I run and I run, and when I was clear tucked out, I come to a big pig pen. I stayed that Friday to that next Tuesday, fighting with those little pigs for the potato peelings and other scraps. By Tuesday, I was so starved, I know that I got to go back to my missus. I had nowhere else to go. But years later, I did have someplace to go. Freedom Land. And I took others with me. You see, there was one or two things I had a right to do. Liberty or death. If I could not have one, I would have the other. For no man should take me alive.
I did not know that there were even slaves in Utah. When the pioneers came, they brought 3 colored servants with them in their very first company: Hark Lay, Oscar Crosby, and Green Flake. Green Flake was probably driving Greenham's young wagon. Years later, a pioneer recognition day, Green was honored. That a little girl asked him the question: Mr. Flake, what is it like to be a slave?
You don't have to answer that, Mr. Fleet. Yeah.
No, I want to answer it. Being a slave is alright if you just want to be a slave, that is. But many of our colored folks want to be like we found one. I was raised a slave and had a master tell me what to do. He gave me a place to sleep, fed, and clothed me, worked me, and told me what to do each day. Sometimes I got whipped and my master would give me a big kick in the pants if I slept off or made a mistake or if I was lazy. Slavery's been around for a long time, and the colored folk were getting sold like they were a horse, cow, or some other type of animal. They become the owner's property and work long and hard for the master. Most everyone don't want to be a slave and be in bondage to another, because you can't even have your own thoughts and dreams. You can't plan for the future when all the decisions get made by someone else.
You see that need for freedom, it is deep in all of us. We stand about it often.
Freedom came, but not easy. It came with blood. It cost the nation the Civil War to its free slaves. Many of our race fought in the war too, and after it was over, we were emancipated, but we had new challenges. Most of us who have been slaves still couldn't read or write. We did have good schools, and we sure didn't have any money. Some still farmed the ground they had as slaves, though now they could sell the crops they raised. Others moved elsewhere in search of a better life. Some found it, some found only sorrow and
We
trouble.
knew we needed education. We needed a vision of what we could be, not just what we've been. There were many who built schools to educate the freed slaves and their children. One of the great ones was Mr. Booker T. Washington. He founded Tuskegee Institute. He laid a foundation others will build on. Years later, at a pioneer recognition day, Green was honored. Then a little girl asked him a question: Mr. Flake, what is it like to be a slave?
I do not believe that any state should make a law that prevents an ignorant, poverty-stricken white man to vote, or prevents a black man in the same conditions from voting. It will soon become apparent that the white man begins treating a Negro out of his ballot, soon learns to treat a white man out of his.
Booker T. Washington was famous in his day and respected, but full freedom was a long ways off for us. So there came a time when it was necessary to stand up for civil rights, or in one case, refuse to stand up. Meet Rosa Parks.
December 5th, 1955, was the most memorable and inspiring day of my life. History Montgomery, Alabama, for refusing to get up and do a message on a city bus to a white man, which was much more consistent customary practice at the time. Martin Luther King said a man of history books are written, someone would have to say, that lived a race, a black people pleasing bloc and people who had the moral courage to stand up for their rights, and thereby they injected a new meaning into in the veins of history and of civilization.
A few names from our history and a few words. There are so many others now: poets, musicians, artists, doctors, politicians, lawyers, professors, and now even presidents. We call ourselves African Americans because we cherish our heritage and its completeness. African and American, we were here, and we still are, building lives and legacies. Perhaps no one helped us realize our worth and our dreams quite like the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a minister, a civil rights leader, and a freedom fighter. He believed in equal rights, worked very hard for the benefit for African Americans. He said that all people should be treated equally and with respect. The United States ordered him the Medal of Freedom to create his birthday a national holiday.
I have a dream today too. I hope each of you has a dream. And I hope each of you has the knowledge to know that your dream can come true. So lift up your heads and dream high. Dream that you can one day be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, scientist, or even president.
For we know that our patchwork is a heritage, is a strength, not a weakness. We are a nation of Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, and non-believers. We are shaped by every language and every culture, drawn from every end of this earth. And we cannot help but believe that someday the old hatreds shall soon pass, and that the lines of the tribes shall soon dissolve, and that the world grows smaller, our common humanity, and that humanity shall soon reveal itself, and that America must play its role in ushering in a new era of peace.
Hussein Obama II. He is an American politician who served as the 41st President of the United States, as well from 2009 to 2017. He was the first African American to serve as the president, as well as the first American born outside the continental USA to hold the office. He lifted his head and made a sound decision. However, and voiced a difference in his life. Times have changed, and we are in a new era of peace. However, we must always lift every voice and sing.
Everybody.